NHL Team Stats Week 19. Thought I'd just show you that first because of the camera angle. You're not going to see it the whole time, and then what would be the point of me wearing it, right? In any case, I'm releasing this on Tuesday, a little late in the day. One or two games have already started. But hey, let's get to the board. Starting with best power play percentage in the league. Number one, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning with 30.3%. Amazing. Number two, Boston Bruins, 26.5. Number three, Florida Panthers, 25.9. Number four, Winnipeg Jets, 24.7. And number five, the Pittsburgh Penguins with 24.5. My suggestion to the Toronto Maple Leafs would be: do not take any penalties in the playoffs. I think they're the least penalized team in the league right now, anyways. But I'd start working on that penalty kill. I think it's around 12th or so in the league. Oh, I want to bring that number up. Let's move on to the worst power play percentage in the league. Starting off with number 27, the Columbus Blue Jackets at 15.7. Number 28, the LA Kings at 15.5. Number 29, the Anaheim Ducks, there's my team, at 15.2. Number 30, the Montreal Canadiens at 12.9. Number 31, the Nashville Predators at 12.8. Now, we've been talking about how, if Montreal gets into the playoffs, because they're in a wild card spot, but Carolina is hunting them down. They've got the same amount of points right now. But I've talked, I beat that horse bloody right now. Let's talk. What about the Nashville Predators? They're in last in the power play percentage, and I know that's why they want to get like a high scoring winger so they can help boost that number up, and they should. Because I think Nashville has an outside chance to win the cup this year. I know Tampa has been amazing, but look at Washington last year. Everyone's kind of they're not going to get past Pittsburgh. They were an afterthought, and they played underdog, and it suited them, and they won the cup and surprised everyone. Maybe the same thing could happen to Nashville, but they've got to do something with that power play. Seriously. Let's move on to the best penalty kill percentage in the league. Starting with number one, the Arizona Coyotes with 85.4. Number two, the Tampa Bay Lightning, 84.9. Number three, the New Jersey Devils at 84.1. Number four, the Vegas Golden Knights at 83.2. Number five, the Columbus Blue Jackets at 82.9. Tampa Bay is the top two in both special teams right now. No wonder they're doing so good this year. Remember last year they had one of the worst penalty killing in the league, which is why they didn't end up going. One of the reasons why they didn't go that far in the playoffs. But now they're just deadly. But I didn't need to tell you that, right? Let's move on to the worst penalty killing percentage in the league. The worst five. Number 27, the Philadelphia Flyers at 77%. Number 28, but that could be improving with Carter Hart in net. Number 28, the Ottawa Senators with 76.7. Number 29, the LA Kings at 75.9. Number 30, the Edmonton Oilers at 75.6. Number 31, the Chicago Blackhawks at 73.5. If Chicago gets into the playoffs, and they've got a chance, I believe they're only a couple points out at this moment, that's got to be improved. And I know Corey Crawford looks like he's coming back. And I know Delia was their guy for a while out of the NHL, and he was playing really well, but he's been a bit rocky lately. That Ottawa game the other day, 8-7, both goalies were pulled. Let's see what Crawford does. Maybe he'll change that category. Shorthanded goals. Number one, Calgary is still up there with 16. Number two, Arizona Coyotes at 12. And number three, this is where this has changed a bit because Colorado was in this spot. Not anymore. Winnipeg and Pittsburgh have taken up residence with 9 goals each. Moving on to shooting percentage. Best in the league. I extended this category, as you can see. Number one, Tampa Bay Lightning, 11.9. Number two, Calgary Flames with 11.4. Number three, Toronto Maple Leafs with 11.2. Number four, the Washington Capitals at 11.1. Number five, San Jose Sharks and Winnipeg Jets at 10.7. Number six, the Pittsburgh Penguins at 10.6. And number seven, the Columbus Blue Jackets, Chicago Blackhawks, and the Ottawa Senators at 10.2%. Again, another category the Avalanche have fallen off of. Let's move on to the worst shooting percentage in the league. Number 27, we've got the Vegas Golden Knights and the the Minnesota Wild at 8.8. At the 28th spot, we've got the Buffalo Sabres at 8.7%. Number 29 spot, we've got the Coyotes with 8.4. In the 30th spot, we've got LA, Dallas, Carolina, all with 8.3 shooting percentage. And in the 31st spot, we have the Anaheim Ducks with 8%. Now, I think Vegas has fallen into that category because players, they've gone on a bit of a losing streak in the past couple of weeks. They haven't been doing well. Fleury has just been playing way too many games. Malcolm Saban has finally stepped in, won one, lost one. But players like Pacioretty, Marchessault, and Carlson have gone dry, and they don't seem to have the same magic they did last year. So let's see how they can pull out of that and increase that and give them some momentum into the playoffs. Let's start talking about save percentage. Now, the average in the league is .904. It's a little sad, isn't it? I'm not sure if it's been that low in quite some time. Number one spot, we've got the Islanders with .925 save percentage. That's with Greiss and Leonard. The second spot there, we've got the Bruins with Halak and Rask, who's been really good for the past while at a .918 save percentage. The third spot there, we got the Dallas Stars with Hudobin and Bishop at .917. They've been in that around that spot all year long. The fourth spot, we've got the Tampa Bay Lightning at .916. I thought that might be a little bit higher. I'm sure it will get a little higher as the season moves along. And the last spot, number 5 there, we've got the Winnipeg Jets and the Toronto Maple Leafs at .914 save percentage. Now let's move on to the worst save percentage in the league, starting at the 27th spot there, the Chicago Blackhawks with .897 save percentage. The 28th spot goes to Colorado and Philly at .895. 29th is San Jose with .893. Number 30th is the Oilers and the Devils at .892. And the 31st spot goes to the King of the Dumps, the Florida Panthers at .889. You think if Florida just had some goaltending, where could they be today? And with Philly now has 4 goaltenders. McKenna, Elliott, they were called Elliott from his conditioning stint, and of course Hart and oh my god, and Talbot, who they just traded for from Edmonton for ST.LOUIS. So 4 goaltenders. You know they're going to trade one of those guys. Right now, Hart's probably the only one keeping that percentage from falling even lower. But you would think it's mostly due to McKenna's numbers and even Nerveth, who's going to be back soon as well. He's going to be off the injured list. And of course, San Jose. Where might they be with some half-decent goaltending? I might say, have them close to being a real contender for the Cup if they had some goaltending. Maybe even more than the Tampa Bay Lightning. Hey, if they had it from the beginning of the year, you never know. Next category here, goals for average. I have 3 spots here. Number 1, you got the Lightning with 3.9. That's slowly been coming down. Number 2, we have the Calgary Flames at 3.7. And number 3, we've got the Toronto Maple Leafs and the San Jose Sharks at 3.6. Now, goals against average. Top 3 here, we have the Islanders at 2.16, the Stars at 2.36, and at third spot, we have the Bruins at 2.37 goals against average. Let's talk about best face-off percentage in the league. Number 1, as always, the Philadelphia Flyers at 55.8. That's come down a little bit. Number 2, we've got the Maple Leafs at 52.6. Number 3, we have the Anaheim Ducks at 52.3. The only bright spot they have on this board. Number 4, the Calgary Flames at 52.2. Number 5, the Dallas Stars at 52.1. Now, the worst face-off percentage in the league goes to, drumroll, number 27, Edmonton Oilers at 48%. Number 28, the Montreal Canadiens at 47.7. Number 29, the Rangers at 47.1. Number 30, the Arizona Coyotes at 46.7, and at 31, the Washington Capitals with 46%. As I mentioned, almost every week you think Washington might be trading for some sort of depth centerman / winger who's good at taking face-offs for their playoff run. Let's talk about shots against per game. Top 3 in the league here. The Carolina Hurricanes, as always, at number 1 with 28.2. They're close to getting into a playoff spot. They're on a 3-game win streak, and if Montreal's on like a 3-game losing streak, and Pittsburgh, they're all tied for all the same amount of points. If the Penguins or the Canadiens slip anymore, and those Carolina, those bunch of jerks keep on winning. Look out. Number 2 spot, San Jose Sharks, 28.7. It's the only reason they're doing well right now is because they're limiting shots on their awful goaltenders. Number 3, we have St. Louis Blues at 28.9. Again, maybe part of the reason that's giving their goaltenders a chance in Binnington and Allen. Now, the worst shots against per game in the league, 3 spots we have here. At number 29, we have the Anaheim Ducks at 34.1, next to the little pile of poop I have there. At number 30, we have the Chicago Blackhawks at 35.4, and the Ottawa Senators at 36.4%. Let's talk about hits per game. Top 4 here, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins at number 1 with 29.6, as always. Number 2, Vegas Golden Knights at 27.7. They stay in the same spot, and with William Carrier back for the last week or two, that number's been getting higher, I think. Number 3, we've got the Edmonton Oilers at 27.2. Number 4, the Montreal Canadiens at 27.1, which is a little surprising because you think that their team is a little on the smaller / faster side, and they're one of the top hitters in the league. Now, hits per game, the lowest 4 in the league. Number 28, the Buffalo Sabres at 17.8. Number 29, the Toronto Maple Leafs at 16.9. Number 30, Chicago Blackhawks at 16.6. And number 31, the Calgary Flames at 14.9. Makes you wonder if Calgary might be interested in getting, a Wayne Simmons kind of guy to help beef them up, make them play a bit heavier in the playoffs. Now let's talk about points. Top 5 in the league, here we go. Number 1, the Tampa Bay Lightning with 94. Number 2, Calgary Flames with 79. Number 3, Boston Bruins and the San Jose Sharks now with 78. There was that big game on yesterday, which was Monday, where a couple of big blown calls by the ref in the end of the third and in overtime kind of gave this game to Boston. I'm a Boston fan and a San Jose fan. San Jose should have had that game. The referees took that away from them. That was a bit of a shame there. And number 4 spot, moving on, the Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets with 76 points. And number 5, the Toronto Maple Leafs with 75. I think they have a couple of games on hand on most of those teams right now. The least amount of points in the league. Let's end on a nice sad note, shall we? Number 27, the Anaheim Ducks with 55 points. And number 28 spot, we have the Detroit Red Wings and the New Jersey Devils with 54. 29th spot, we've got Edmonton Oilers 53. 30th spot, the LA Kings with 52. And number 31 spot, the lovely Ottawa Senators with 49 points, losing a game to the Chicago Blackhawks the other day, 8-7. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Hit like if you like this video. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. And hey, if you happen to have any Hockey Geek friends, please don't feel shy about sharing. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.